Hi guys, it's Damien or Gabriel since I'm legally changing my name again. So either one's fine. This week we're talking about destructive behaviors as to pertaining to being trans, and I guess this would pertain to dysphoria as well because dysphoria would cause us to probably spiral down to destructive behaviors if we don't find a way to cope with these feelings and also a cope as a way of coming to terms with being transgender. Some people might find healthy coping mechanisms, like playing video games, writing, drawing, what have you, depending what skills you have. And then there's sometimes you might get into behaviors that are not so healthy, just like drinking yourself to death or drugging yourself with all these drugs, or maybe like overdosing yourself as a risk to death and maybe trying out all these testosterone boosters that really don't have a great effect on your testosterone level and actually make things worse for you to get on T legally. Whatever the case may be, I remember feeling like that in the first 3 month waiting period between my blood work and then actually starting T. So in that 3 months, I'm not gonna lie, I was tempted to basically grab a alcohol bottle from my dad's cabinet and basically drink myself to death, hopefully numbing the pain, but unfortunately that isn't the case. And thankfully I didn't act on that urge, but I was very close to like sometime in August where I was having a really big moment of weakness that I never told anybody about, and I almost reached for that bottle of Bailey's Irish Cream. It was a new bottle, and I thought I'd be downing it right here. So, and then I realized that it's not healthy to be drinking, and the feelings will still persist, even if they were like numbed down by somehow by alcohol. It's only going to be temporary until I get on tea, which was like, as I would view it, a permanent solution to a temporary problem. And also, some people might risk themselves with cutting and possibly with attempts of suicide. So, I really feel for you guys out there who can't get on T or aren't able to get on T or not old enough to get on T because parents are not as supportive as they would like them to be, and they're the gatekeepers if you're under 18 or under 21, depending on where you live. So it's awful, and also depends on where you live because there's not many transgender resources out there. Depending where you live, not everybody that's transgender is in the United States or Canada or even the UK. So it's a lot to traverse, and it's not easy. It's not an easy journey. Despite what you see on the news, it's generally not an easy journey. It takes a while to get to where Skylar, Adian, and maybe Jason Robert Ballard, how they got to there. There's been a lot of struggles, and that's with everyone. Those people are no exception, not even for Adian Downing, who's running to be the cover model of Men's Health. So that's a lot to think about. So it's hard. It really is. And I can see why a lot of people would be doing such self-destructive behaviors because it's hard to cope, especially if you're waiting so long to start T. Nobody really understands the dysphoria unless, well, you're transgender yourself. It's really hard to describe what you're feeling to people that obviously never had to deal with their gender identity or a dysphoria because they were born in the correct body. So they never had to think about these things. They were just said, okay, the baby's a boy or baby's a girl, and they just lived with that, and they never had any issues with their concerning their gender identity. Of course, there's probably some body dysmorphia or maybe hating yourself, but those are things that can be changed if you really want them to, not things that you can't really change without really significantly changing your body. So those are my thoughts. If you're doing any self-destructive behaviors, I would really suggest you seek help and from your support system. Not necessarily your family if they're not supportive, but maybe like your friends, people that you would consider family even though you're not related by blood, or maybe like some people you trust, maybe a guidance counselor or a therapist or an LGBT resource center if applicable. I suggest that you would seek help, seek a support group, and talk out these feelings. Heck, if there isn't one around here, even join a Facebook group. I actually run one, so I put a link below if you want to join it. So, and it's a great group of guys, and we're pretty chill, thankfully. So if you need some way, an alternative way to cope, this might help. But in any case, I'm not the only FTM Facebook group on Facebook. So yeah, there's a lot of things out there that it can provide resources, even if there's nothing really physically close by. There's a lot on the internet that can help you cope. Heck, even watching YouTube videos, that actually helps with the waiting for me. I watch some comedy features, maybe something like John Oliver. I would definitely suggest. He's an awesome Brit. So yeah, those are my thoughts. I hope you guys have a good day, and I hope everybody who's suffering from such self-destructive behaviors, I hope you guys get better, seek help. It's okay to ask for help. It's not a sign of weakness. It really isn't. So yeah, see you guys next week.